All right, hey everybody, RV Enthusiast here. Nice seeing you again. Hey, we're working on a problem here. If you just watched my last video, you'll know that the Santa Monica bike here was giving me an E10 error. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out and test ride it. I did try to do the fix on it. I'll tell you what I did. We'll see if it fixed it. If it didn't fix it, we need to call NAKTO and talk to them about possibly sending a new controller or a new display. Maybe they'll send me both if this does not resolve the problem. So on their bike, there's 10 screws, there's 5 screws here, 5 screws on the back side. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5 on both sides. Unscrew those, take the battery out, and then there's a little plate in there. You take the plate out, then you'll be able to unclip this bottom here, which is just wires down here. But on the upside here, sitting right in here, is the controller. So you'll after you take the battery out and you take all these out, you'll unclip it here. This will fall off, and then you pull the controller out, which is a 20 amp controller. It's a 36, 48 volt controller. Pretty small because it fits in here. And then all I did is I unplugged everything and plugged it back in, made sure it was all secure. Then I came down here, of course, and I plugged this back in. And I came up here and redid these plugs. As it sits, the error is not there. But let's check and see if that has solved the problem or fixed the problem. And now we should be able to go. Did not recharge the battery, although this battery is showing that it's 100% charged. It is not. We've already done 10 miles on this bike, but we're not going crazy far, but we're trying to see if we can restart this this issue with the bike, the E10 issue. So something I want to tell you is this bike is a fun bike to ride. Oh, yeah, so see, I'm still getting the E10 error. So we're going to turn around right here. That did not fix my error. So we're going to turn around. It's funny we got an E10 error, but it still throttles and it still pedals properly. So I got to talk to them about the E10 error. I've tried what I think was right to fix it, and it did not fix it. So we're going to head back. We will send off an email to these guys here, NAKTO, and say, hey, I'm getting the E10 error. This is what I've done. And see if they can send me out some new components, and we'll fix this error. All right, guys, so I have already made the video, but I'm going to add this to it. So I'm going to pull it out of the queue, add this to it. I made a video where I thought we had fixed the E10 error. I tried what I saw online to disconnect everything, rode the bike. It still had the error. I reached out to NAKTO, and they were going to send me a display and a new controller. And then I said, well, are we sure that's going to fix it? I don't want to just get that and make sure, you know, can you check with your technical department? And he said, sure. So technical said to also look at the pedal sensor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the battery out, pull this apart again, disconnect the sensor, or I'm going to ride it. Once it occurs, once the problem occurs, I'm going to disconnect the sensor. Actually, I think what I should do now, I know it occurs the way it's set. I'm just going to disconnect the sensor and see if it reoccurs. If it doesn't reoccur, it's the sensor. If it reoccurs still, then it's the controller and or the display. All right, so let's get started on taking this apart. I told you the other day, if you watch both videos, there's 5 Phillips screws here and 5 Phillips screws on the back side. So we're going to take those off first. First, let's take the battery out. All right, now I'm going to take these screws off. All right, guys, so what we've done, we've taken the battery off. There's 5 screws over here, 5 screws on this side. I've taken those out. This plate comes off. You can see that 6 of the screws hold this plate down flush against the down tube. And then you take this out, like so. This is just the locking portion of the mechanism. Then you can take this, pull it down. Here's your controller. I just disconnected the sensor. Shove this back up in here. And I'm just going to lay this in here for now because I'm going to put it partially back together to give it a test ride. So now I'll take this, put it back up in there. I'm going to lay this flat. Okay, so now we will set that down, put that in, put the key in. Yep, display comes on. So I'm just going to zip tie this and bring us, well, just zip tie it. Now, if this occurs again, we'll know that it's the controller or the display because now the pedal assist is totally disconnected. All right, guys, we're going to try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. We are back on the NAKTO Santa Monica. I have disconnected the speed sensor. So now all we have is throttle only. So we're going to try to see if with throttle only, if that E10 error has disappeared. If the E10 error has disappeared, this will be our throttle only test ride, as well as testing the fact that it is the speed sensor that has the issue. If the E10 error comes back with throttle only, then NAKTO is going to send me a display and a controller. If it's not that, then they're going to send me the speed sensor. Now, with what I had to do, I had to this is not fully assembled. I just kind of got this in here, and hopefully we won't have any issues with connection that way. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to ride this thing here, and hopefully we'll get our 22 miles in, or whatever the distance run is. So we're going to say start there. We will turn this on here, and now we will go. If I pedal, that means I have no power to the pedals. So it would be me physically pedaling, but I'm not going to do that. All I want to do is see if we've corrected our issue with the E10 error, and if we have, then this will be a throttle only ride at max speed in max distance, or minimum distance I should say. All right, so now we're going. The bike is doing about 17, 18 miles an hour. It's a cold day. It's still about 55 degrees. This is the very next day that I rode it and saw that we did still have an error. A company that I reached out to early January has reached back out to me. They are sending me a product that is very cool. I'm going to review that, and it's a bike, and I'm going to give it a distance ride, and then I'm going to give it away. And the company is all on board with me with that, so it's predetermined. There is no Wheel of Fortune to get it, but someone will get that bike, and it's already, like I said, it's already predetermined, but stick with me on that because I think it's a wonderful thing. All right, I'm going to stop talking for now, and we're going to hope that this thing rides the whole way. This is where it E10'd yesterday, yesterday, and actually right up here by this barn. So if it continues on, we'll just continue on with this video and let this continue doing, nope, there it is, E10. All right, we don't have to do it. See, same spot. So it is a controller, or it is a display, or a motor, or a harness. But I don't think it's any of that. I think it's the controller. All right, now we're going to turn around and go back home because the E10 it's there. So that solves that problem. Let's see what we did here. 4.5 miles. All right, guys, that's the video for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe below, and we'll see you on the next episode.